Well, hello there, everyone. How you doing on this Super Saturday? It's December the 9th, the year 2023. It's almost 2024. How about that? And guess what? Your financial future is in peril. Yep. Can you count on your financial future? Can the United States of America count on their financial future? Can you hear it? I got my little magical box over there called Amazon Echo. I bought it back in 2015, first version. It's playing the classical top 40 by Casey Kasem. I think it's counting down the top 40 of the year 1983 right now. That's the year I turned 16 later that year. And later that year I totaled my car. How about that? Anyway, with that being said, I am Mazske Finance. I am not a financial advisor. I'm not a CPA. I'm not an attorney. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nutritionist. But here I sit in the country of Panama drinking my first cup of green tea. I've had 2 cups of coffee this morning, like I always do. Panamanian coffee is some of the best coffee I've ever had. And I had my eggs with red pepper, red onion, mushrooms, lots of mushrooms, turmeric, Himalayan pink salt, ginger, and ginger sliced up as well. Blueberries and whatever else I put in there. I forget everything I put in there. So why do I say our financial futures are in peril? They are. They are. They are. All right. There's a segment of society out there. I don't know what percentage, I don't know what age range, that thinks Social Security will not be here in our future. I thought the same thing back when I was in my 20s. I remember reading about it. I remember talking to some select people about it back then, saying, I'm like 20 years old, 21, 22. Social Security, it's not going to be around when I'm in my 60s. No way. They're already saying back then, this would be in the late 1980s, 1990-ish, that it's not going to survive. The money's going to run out. They knew it back then. The can has been kicked. Now, along the way, they did increase the age of Social Security. It was, I think, 65 for the top limit. Now it's like 67. And I think it's incrementally going up just a bit, maybe to 68 or something. Okay? All right? But then you hear that it won't be around. It'll be around. It will be around. It won't be around just like it is right now, though. All right? You hear different things if you listen to the whispers of society. You will hear people clamoring, saying, let's get the rich, let's soak the rich, let's tax the rich need to pay higher taxes. You will hear that, correct? Yeah, maybe you think that as well. But a few stats, a few figures, shall we say, that anyone can find, all right? Right now, currently, the top 5% of folks in the top 5% of the income, that means the really rich ones, they pay 62% of all of our federal taxes and probably our state taxes. 62%. How much more do you want to soak them? Should they pay 70% of all our taxes? Should they pay 80%? For the other 95% of society, do you want the top 5% paying 100% of all the taxes? Is that what you want? If you're the ones living on welfare, do you want the rich to keep paying everything? Well, guess what? If you want them to, they already know how to figure out ways to try to pay less. Do you want to soak the corporations? Guess what? If you want to increase the tax on the corporations, what will they do? They can already lay off more workers through using artificial intelligence. They're not doing that. They're trying to work with society. But if we start taxing them more and they have to cut costs, they'll lay folks off. And that can be anything from teachers to police officers to factory workers. They can be laid off. All right, let me add to the twist here. There's always a twist. Keep twisting your body too. All right, movement is good for you. Keep twisting, keep moving. All right, so right now, currently, you don't hear a lot of people talk about this. And when they do talk about it, they say kind of like some folks out there, the younger folks, I think, say it doesn't matter. But our national debt right now stands at approximately $32 trillion. 32 trillion. That's a T. Before T's is B's. Before B's is M's. 32 million is a lot of money, right? If I had $32 million, I'm set for life. If I had $32 billion, all my descendants are set for life, spending as much as they want. 32 trillion is unfathomable. That's a huge number. How do you like my new spot here? This is just temporary. Okay, the missus isn't here, so I'm sitting in the big house. It's not that big. I joke about that. Trust me, it's not that big. It's not much bigger than my small house that I had in Virginia. I do have a casita out there. That's where I normally sit, but the AC seems to be acting up in there just a bit. So since the missus isn't here, I'll sit in the big house. We got a sign over there that says, "Bless this house with love and laughter." Bless this house with love and laughter. All right. So with that being said, the CBO, that's the Congressional Bureau of Office, something like that. They do financial stuff. You don't need to know the nuts and the bolts of it. They project financial stuff for the Congress. All right. They're projecting currently that by 2033, that's 10 years, 9 years away. They're projecting that our national debt will be at $52 trillion. Again with the T, not 32 trillion like it is today, but 52 trillion. All right? Now, everyone who has a brain should come to the conclusion that there are two ways, just a single two ways to fix this. And maybe it's not fixable, but two ways. We can lower spending. We can increase revenue. Lower spending, increase revenue. What side do you fall on in the political spectrum? I fall in the middle. I'm an independent. But I don't talk politics on my channel. But one side historically is known to spend a lot. However, nowadays both sides spend a lot. Like a lot. Talk about the government here. One side is historically known they will increase taxes more than the other side. The other side says they want to cut taxes. Remember what I said. The only way to fix the problem, because it's getting worse and worse, is we have to cut spending and increase our revenue. If you only increase revenue, if you get the rich to pay 100% of all the federal tax bill, it won't fix the problem. It's not enough money. More money is needed. The rich can't pay it all. If you get corporations to pay it all, it's not going to work. They're going to figure out ways to cut expenses, and it's going to lay people off, and there's going to be less taxes from them. But if any congressman out there, if any president out there says, we got to increase taxes, they're not going to win, right? But then we get back to Social Security. If any politician out there says, I want to cut Social Security, the folks receiving Social Security is a big chunk of society. Sure, it's getting a little bit smaller because the younger folks are getting a little bit bigger, but they're a big chunk of society. They got some pull. Do you think they're going to go down quietly? And that could be anyone from the age of, 45 and up, that is close enough to realize, hey, I paid into this all these years. I need to get something back. So Social Security is just one of many things that is costing a lot of money and running out of money. Our welfare system, Medicare, Medicaid, whatever, one of them is for the lower income, one of them is for older people, that is struggling. The folks wanting free stuff, that's increasing. You see where I'm getting at with this? People don't want to pay higher taxes. People want their benefits, but it's not going to work. It can't continue. I've been saying this for as long as I've had my channel. It cannot continue. So where did this leave us? This means that us individually cannot worry about this problem. All right? I can play around a lot, I can act, I can dance, I can do different things, okay? But this is Mazske talking seriously now. We as individuals can't solve this problem. Unless you want to be the future president or congress member or something like that, you can't solve it. So what you can do is solve your own personal problems. What you can do is plan that your financial future will not be in peril. Okay? You can start investing. You can't save your way to a great financial future. Okay? And if you're thinking about investing a lot in the stock market, be very careful. Be very, very careful. Okay? Just be careful. If I was going to invest in the stock market right now, and I do have some stocks, I'd probably stick with dividend stocks. But still, be careful. Don't put all your dollars in the same pot. It might get a little shaky for the next future years, 20 years or so. Or maybe it won't. I can't predict the future, okay? But what I do know is that if you will start buying real estate is the quickest way to wealth, all right? I've said this before on my channel. I was 49 years old when I bought my first rental house, okay? I was, say, 21 years old when I bought my first stock. Roughly 21, okay? And even though I was investing in stocks from age 21 to age 49, I wasn't wealthy. And I'm still not wealthy. But at 49, I bought my first rental property. And by age 53, I was financially independent. 4 years. It was just under 4 years. Okay? From buying real estate. Because with buying real estate, you use other people's money. Other people's money. All right? That means the bank. That means private investors. That means other people out there. Other people's money. If you just buy your first rental house, think about it. You put typically 20% down. Or, secret's out of the bag now. Or you buy a duplex or a triplex or a quadplex. And you live in one unit. And you get a normal loan at your personal residence. So you put the typical 3.5% to 5% down. But now you get a rent check coming in, or you get 2 rent checks coming in, or you get 3 rent checks coming in. And the chances are good that you will either pay a lot less on your mortgage, or perhaps you will live for free. But let's say then you move on from that and you get your next property. Now you got to put 20% down probably. Unless, another secret's out of the bag, you stay in the first one a year or so, and now you buy a second one, you move into that one. Maybe it's going to be your personal residence. Maybe you can repeat it, all right? Say you bought a fourplex first time, and you buy another fourplex and you move into it. You get 2 back-to-back conventional loans with putting, say, 5% down. Now you got 8 rental units. That quick. 2 years. Okay? Say you buy that duplex. Okay, you repeat it. In 2 years, you got 4 units in. Or say you just straight up buy a rental house, single family home. You put 20% down. That's what I did. I put 25% down my very first one. And then you repeat it, and you repeat it, and you repeat it, and you repeat it, and you do like I do, and in 4 years you got 25. I bought a triplex along the way, but I got up to 25. But you don't have to follow my path. You don't have to follow any other path that any other person has done, because you make your own path. You make your own financial future. So I'm debating the title of this video. Our financial futures are in peril, or your financial future doesn't have to be in peril. It does not have to be in peril. Pretend like Social Security won't be around. Most Americans are like ostriches. They put their head in the sand. And if someone says they think Social Security won't be around, but they don't do nothing to prepare for that. And when they get old, like so many people do, they start getting Social Security and money's tight. They're lower income seniors, the money's tight. It happens over and over and over again. So take care of your own financial future. Educate your children so they can take care of their financial future. Try to help others out to educate them. Share your information. Whatever you do, stay humble. The wealthier you get, stay humble. I joke around a lot. I try not to be cocky. I try not to come across as being cocky. But I like to joke around because it's good to laugh. Bless this house with love and laughter. That's what the sign says. That's actually the landlord sign. House was furnished when I started renting this house here. That's how they do things. So with that being said, Casey Kasem's countdown is continuing. I'm not sure what song he's up to right now. And this video's gotten quite long, so I will wrap it up. Let me know what you think below. Have a great day. Mazke signing out.